The ending of any piece of entertainment is important. It can serve as the culmination of every metaphorical domino stacked before it, linking the experience back to the very beginning, reinforcing themes, character arcs, or story moments that define the art it's a part of. It can go beyond this and change the narrative drastically with a plot twist or story revelation that turns every moment on its head, completely redefining what you have known for the whole ride. Some endings are not even truly endings, but promises for what's to come, building hype and setting a course for future adventures. From video games to movies, the ending's a chance to do all these things, yet the danger always exists for this foul conclusion as well. The penultimate moments of a story can disregard or forget the journey that's led to its existence, or fail as an ending by leaving too much unsaid and too much unresolved. Some endings lift the curtain too far and reveal that the one pulling the strings is not an artist with a vision that they wanted to share, but, just an entity simply trying to set up a lucrative franchise. The final bits of any art carry so much on his shoulders, it's a miracle that any artist finishes anything and puts it out into the world for us to enjoy. But thank goodness they do, because whether or not they reach greatness or sour their work, I love endings. For me, it's the final gamble of any media to make its mark into my mind and become a key component of how I remember my time with it. So, if you have a moment, I would like to highlight an ending that stood above the others, as it left a huge impression on me that I think deserves to be shared. Darksiders is an action-adventure game, but before I do that, let's just get the obvious out of the way. Talking about the ending of this game, Darksiders. So, if you want to keep the ending special to you and unspoiled, I'm going to spoil it here. So, just go away and then come back. Or don't. I'm so lonely. Anywho, you play as War, youngest of the 4 horsemen of the freaking apocalypse, who stands guilty of starting Doomsday early, and in doing so, sorta kinda ending all of humanity. However, War claims he heard the call of the 7th seal being broken, which summons the horsemen, so he was pulled to Earth, only to find that heaven and hell had already started the final conflict. To atone for his alleged crimes and regain his honor, War is tasked with finding who did start the end times and slap them really hard until they die, and restore the balance, or die trying. His target of slapping quickly becomes the aptly named Destroyer, and he enlists the help of the demon Samael to help reach him. After one long fetch quest and 4 big slaps, War is sent to the Destroyer's home, and finds Azrael, who gives him a smaller fetch quest with no big slaps, and boom, you're at the final boss fight. Also, Mark Hamill's there the entire time, so that's cool.
In Earth years, about a century, long enough for the last of the mouth breathers to die off.
So yeah, the narrative of Darksiders is rather straightforward. A revenge tale mixed with the reveal of the real culprit story, which isn't to say that it takes away from the game, because the eggs in this omelet are premium. Did I write that? What? Now, if you haven't noticed, this game looks really, really, really cool. That's because the people who made this game included famed comic book artist Joe Madureira. Madureira. I'm gonna say Joe Madureira. Oh god, I'm murdering this name. Oh lord. I'm so sorry, I don't know. Just look at this stuff. Look at it.
It's delicious.
So cool. Ugh. And then to add fuel to these designs, they're mixing with these stellar voice performances of Liam O'Brien, Mark Hamill, Troy Baker, Phil Lamar, and other extremely well-performing actors and actresses, which gives this game its identity and flavor. So, what is the flavor of Darksiders? Well, the game mainly aims for that cool and badass vibe, because as I said before, you are playing as freaking War. And there's always that risk where you come off as like too flat or too cheesy when you run this kind of aesthetic. But with this fusion of art and voice performance, it ends up making these kinds of moments just really work for me.
You didn't answer my question, old one.
Maybe I liked the scenery, was it to you? You asked for my help and I gave it. You go on being ungrateful and I'm liable to get upset. Do I look like I'm afraid of death, boy?
You know, as compared to something like this.
You fought well, noble hero, but it's over for you.
Not yet!
Action.
So this is how it ends, Helmeted Mike.
You still think I'm Helmeted Mike?
Faceless Steve! But we were lovers!
And with that, a short plot rundown and the tone of the general vibe of the game set, let's actually talk about the ending of this game. War reveals the Destroyer to be Abaddon, one of Heaven's greatest warriors, who has been manipulated into this position by a greater evil pulling at his strings. He is shown to also hold the final seal still intact. War crushes the fallen angel and claims the seal, but the Watcher, War's overseer, quickly restrains War and divulges the plans of the ones who sentenced War to this fate, mocking him as he has finished their bidding and is to be sent back to prison. War then laughs as he has seen his fate due to the blessing of the Tree of Knowledge and is impaled by Uriel due to an honor-bound death match they were in. Uriel then breaks the final seal, still in the Watcher's hand, fulfilling the prophecy and summoning the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. War rises from death and slays his former warden, officially claiming War on the council that set him on this path. Uriel sees War's intent and questions him, leading to these final moments.
You will be hunted. The White City for certain. The Council, and there will be others. You would wage this war alone?
No. Not alone.
A truly epic ending that only had me wanting more when I first beat this game years ago. Despite most of Darksiders being really straightforward with its storytelling, going for those more epic Demon Slayer moments, this last scene actually holds a lot of thematic purpose and serves as an excellent ending to the first game of the series. Let's try to dissect this scene a little bit and see what's going on. Now, remember, nearly all scripted conflict in entertainment is not actually about who's able to slap the other person harder. It's actually a competition of purpose and beliefs. Certainly, what you are watching is a protagonist mutually physically assault an antagonist until one stands victorious. However, that's just a vehicle to show the metaphorical debate of ideals held by the opposing forces. Whether it's Izuku Midoriya unleashing One for All to defend his views of heroics and hard work, or Joker channeling his personas to topple the sins of the rotten adults, it is the ideologies these characters hold that form who they are and what gives them the strength to fight against the evils of their worlds. So what are the ideals of the hero of Darksiders? What does War stand for? Well, obviously enough, he is the embodiment of war itself, so he's no stranger to conflict and violence. However, this brutality is not raw and untamed. It's controlled and directed to those he deems fit. After all, his namesake is not wrath or fury, but war. There is a code of honor, a way that things must be done that he follows, and this is what defines the character of War. His quest begins when his honor is pulled into question, and it is regaining this honor that drives him throughout the story. Fulfilling his agreement to Samael despite the demon's nature because he gave his word, sparing Uriel's life because he believes that she too lives by a code of honor, and his repeated refusal of the temptations from the higher demons all show that the main driving force of War's decisions is not his rage or scorn, but his unwavering sense of honor. So, who else would stand as the final boss but a fallen angel who has turned away from their own honor in order to gain power? They clash and our hero triumphs, showing that those who fight without honor lack true power. But of course this is not the end of our story, as the Watcher subdues War with the powers given to him by the Council, the very entity that has judged War and originally brought his honor into question. The Watcher reveals that the Council had purposely set War on this path, and that they had no intention in honoring the deal to release War from his unjust punishment. The game was rigged from the start. There was no hope of War finding justice, for the ones that defined what justice is have no honor. Uriel, who is only even there because War had spared her life, sees these events unfold and decides to repay War's actions by killing him to set him free from the Watcher's control, and then to resurrect him with the seventh seal. Killing him also fulfills an honor-bound deathmatch the two are in, which is a nice little extra flair on the events. Now, Uriel breaking the seventh seal is an incredible twist of fate, as the very crime that War was charged with has now actually happened, but now it serves as War's redemption. Not only does it bring War back to life, but now, since the Council's true nature has been revealed, he is free of their judgments as well. Now renewed and called back to the world of the living as a horseman of the apocalypse, War makes good on his name and kills the Watcher and declares war against the Council and anyone who stands against him, for he is certain as long as his actions follow his sense of honor, he will succeed. Golly, I love that last shot with the horseman falling to earth. It is a bit sequel baity, absolutely, but gosh almighty does it make me want to see more. I mean, all the chaos that's happened in this game, and it's only been with one of the 4 siblings running around. It just begs to come back with a sequel that's bigger and better in every way. It just really gets those hype juices flowing. Whether or not the sequels deliver on this promise, which I don't think they do, this ending wraps up the main storylines and leaves just enough questions for a sequel. Like, who convinced Abaddon to be the Destroyer? Is humanity truly doomed? And what do the other horsemen even look like? It's rare when I beat a game and right after I'm like, more, give me, please. But that's what the Darksiders ending did for me, and it almost did it again this time too. I almost immediately played Darksiders 2 after I finished this, and I was like, no, wait, I got other things to do. Like, I got Persona Strikers, and then I also have other games, I'm sure, like Dyson Sphere Program, and oh my gosh, I'm also playing Demon's Souls. There's too many things to do. Oh my god, this tangent's already getting off of hand. The point is that this ending hit me really hard when I first saw it, and I still think it works, and at the very minimum, I just really wanted to share it. So I did. I made a video about an ending to a video game, and this is it. Yay! Go ahead, past self, say the line.
We're going.
So just go?
Yeah, just go.
You know, usually people, the word they say is action.
I'm sorry, is go not good enough for you?
It made me hesitate. Action, I'd be like, okay, action. But go, it's like, is that action?
All right. I'm so sorry. Action!
Jesus Christ! I also know
that is not the